As Sasha said, we had the basis of the article. We also had personal experiences. Sasha told the personal experiences herself. I was threatened at my home office door. My address was under police protection for a while. Sorry, that was not meant to be. And my experience is that it's very conflicting when people try to work on your personal behavior. We set up a survey with the four of us, Sasha, DJ De Buys from EEEI, who is not here today, unfortunately, myself and Hans Mulder, also expert with the LRGD. And we sent about 3,000 experts in the Netherlands and Belgium the survey. That was LRGD. We have in the Netherlands, we have NRGD, which is a penal experts. We have the Belgium NRGD and we have the Dutch police experts. In total, 3,000. I took the results of the date June the 12th. Almost 512 experts answered the questions and 409 have completed the questionnaire. We give you preliminary results. I think we've asked about 36 questions in total. I will not present 36, and we can do a lot of cross results. We cannot do that now yet. Yeah, I cannot make this bigger.
On the bottom, you have A+ or A-.
No, doesn't work. Sorry, I cannot make it bigger. Everybody come forward. We've asked people in which area of law they were working. 114 people in civil law, Belgium civil law. That's the majority of the people who answered the question at this moment. We have 56 in the administrative law and 140 criminal law. That can be more than 400 and something because people work in more fields of law. We asked if expert is the main activity. 56% says no. That means 65% of the people is professionally working by themselves, doing also other work like consultancy in their own field of expertise. The general position of the experts is overall is that they are head of mission. 85% says they're head of a mission. And here you see 15% works in a contract, 82% is self-employed and 3% other. The 3% other is they work for a university or a school or an association from which they work. We have asked, in general, how do you perceive the workload for your intervention as an expert? Okay, 60% of the people say normal. Let's realize we ask people what they feel. If you are if you work very hard, your way of tension, your perceiving of workload is different than somebody else's workload. If I usually work 60 hours a week, somebody will be very overloaded with a normal 20 hours a week. He will be overloaded by 30 hours a week. But we ask the perception of the expert. Then we asked by whom or what the pressure was caused. Okay, 39% says the work itself. That's normal. But 16% and 26% says by one or both parties or by one or both lawyers. That's the harassment that Sasha talked about. Parties questioning integrity, parties questioning knowledge, parties questioning the person. And then we even see 12% that people are pressured by the court. That I find appalling, actually. We distinguish 4 levels in what we've asked: pressure, intimidation, threat, and harassment or assault. That's the 4 distinctions we have made in our questions. That's the 4 distinctions that others have also made in investigating this. Then we ask, have you ever been pressured, intimidated, threatened, or arrested during your work? And there we see 214 people say no. We have had 409 results. So 47.7% of the experts says, yes, I have been pressured, intimidated, threatened, or harassed. That can be in various levels, of course. And that can be both verbally and written. That can be both physically and psychologically. That can be both verbally and psychologically. That's all combinations. So the number of persons saying yes to either one of them is more than the 409 minus 214, of course. What was the pressure, intimidation, threat, or harassment targeted at? Here we see also the figures that Sasha mentioned. My skills, my impartiality, especially the result of the expertise, 39%, 13% of my person, and 3% other. I do not know what that is yet. So did this pressure, intimidation, threat, or harassment make your job harder? 52% says yes. I think that's understandable. If you feel you're pressured, if you feel you're overloaded, of course that will make your work harder. 19% says neutral. They say, I experienced something, I don't care. Did this pressure, intimidation, threat, or harassment influence your work? Very luckily, still 85% says no, it did not influence my work. So on the one hand, I have the intimidation, I have the pressure, but I stand for my professional work, I stand for my product, I stand for my opinion, and this is my product. So this is a very good result. In what way did this change your work? Go back one. We had 5% of the people say yes. Now please mention, in what way did it influence your work? It's only the 5%, and it said 30% of this 5% said I added text or information. This is a very small amount of people. However, the clear statement I added text is not really bad. If somebody's been put under pressure, they may have done extra investigation, and they have added text to explain or to motivate their answer. So this is not by definition bad. But others said, the 70% of others said, I asked to be replaced for contempt. I did extra investigation, I did better motivation, but also work has been taken over by others. So you're appointed by a judge and you have to give away your assignment to somebody else because of the way you are treated. Did this pressure, intimidation, threat, or harassment upset you personally? Luckily, 63% says no. But still, 29% says they are psychologically involved in what has happened to them. And then the question, who pressured you? We see 52% again, one or both parties, and then 40% one or both lawyers. This is pretty serious information. Have you ever considered stop working as an expert because of this? 31% of the experts says, yes, I have thought about quitting my job as an expert. I do not know the exact numbers, but if this is a serious European-wide problem, then courts and companies will have a serious problem in a few years if we do not try to work on this. If 31% of the experts stop working, then a lot of court cases might not be decided on, or at least they will be decided on without experts. Then the question, do you think other experts have been pressured, intimidated, etc.? 63% of the experts says, yes, I think my colleagues have been put under pressure, which is also a serious figure. Some general conclusions. 60% of experts perceive normal workload. That's good. 61% of the workload was caused by parties, lawyers, and courts. Still, that's good. That's your job. You receive an assignment and you have workload on this. But 37.7 experts have been pressured, intimidated, threatened, or harassed on their skills, impartiality, the result, or in person. 85% does not let that influence their work. 37% of the experts is upset by what's happening. And 31% consider to stop working. And 63% thinks other experts have experienced pressure. We have now the results of only 400, 500 experts in Belgium and the Netherlands. This is of course a little amount of the results preliminary. We have more questions and more answers. We can sort of analyze the information further than we have done for this date, but we want to wait for more results. But I do think I will suggest in the COMEX and the steerco of the EEEI that we will set out this survey in other European countries to find out what's happening.